Welcome everyone. Welcome to our first informational tech tool professional development session. This is Mr. Sevilla, uh, and today we're gonna be walking through our first tech tool, Peardeck. Peardeck is a Google Slide add-on that allows you to embed questions within your presentation. So this video, we're gonna have two videos. The first video here is setting up Peardeck, installing it, and then setting up the questions and embedding them into your presentation. The second video is going to be running the slideshow and what that looks like from the teacher perspective and from the student perspective as well. But this one is going to focus mainly on the setup. So when you go into Google Slides, I've got my new presentation untitled. You're going to go up here to this button that says add-ons and get the add-ons because Peardeck is an add-on to your Google Slides. For me, I already have Peardeck installed. It might appear here on the screen for you, I'm not sure. But if it doesn't, you can just type in Peardeck. And boom, it's an easy install. For me, it says manage again because I already have it installed. So you would click manage. Once it's done downloading, you can go back to the add-ons button, and here there's a new Peardeck tab, and you're going to open the Peardeck add-on. And boom, this window is going to open right here. This is your Peardeck kind of toolkit, toolbar on the right side. This has everything that you need to embed your questions into your slides, and we will go through the different types of questions you can embed, and we will also go through some of the slides that are in the Peardeck toolkit as well for you to use. So let's go. So let's start with the first one. You scroll down a little bit in your toolbar, and then we've got different types of questions that we can ask. We've got a text response, multiple choice, numerical response, website, drawing, and draggable. So we'll start with pretty straightforward one, multiple choice. So you'd click the choice tab. My question on the side was, how are you feeling? So I've already got my answers. If you wanted to add another, you could. If you want to limit your options, you can X them out and you update the slide. It will then add the interactive question to the slide. Boom. Your slide doesn't really change. The only thing that is new is this footer down at the bottom with a little pear icon and the question type in the background. It says students choose an option. You cannot delete this from your slide if you want the question to stay within the slideshow. Deleting this removes a question from the slide, so do not do that. If you look at the bottom down here as well, in the notes it says this is a Peardeck multiple choice slide, and it lets you know the choices. If you wanted to edit your answers or your responses, all you would have to do is go back into choice, because Google Slides know that this is a multiple choice slide, and just amend your choices. You cannot change the answers down here in the notes. That's not what changes it on the presentation. You need to go back into choice and re-choose your answers. So I'll list the answers here so that when we present it later, it'll match up. So that's multiple choice. Very straightforward, very simple. Let's add another slide. So now we've done a multiple choice. Let's go a text response. We want to, start a discussion, or we have a short answer question. What are your thoughts? So I'm going to go and click the text button, and it's simply going to just embed the question. You need to have your question on the slide so that students know what to respond to. And again, the pear shows up at the bottom. Do not delete the footer. And it has a little bubble signifying that it's going to be a text response. Students, write your response. They will be able to, on their screen, type in an answer, and you'll be able to display them on the board. Text, very straightforward. Again, if you want to change your question for your text, you need to do it on the slide so that they know what question they are responding to. For my math teachers out there, let's do a numerical answer. So 2 plus 2 equals what? Numerical response works the same way that text response does. but in this case, you will only be allowed to type numbers. So if you're looking for a numerical response with measurements like yards or inches, or you want them to elaborate on their response, it would be better for you to choose a text option rather than a numerical option. The numerical option will only let them use numbers in their answer. And it is again signified down here with the pair and the little calculator. Students enter a number. One of my personal favorite slides, we'll add one more, is the drawing section. So when you are drawing, you are giving them kind of free rein to draw a picture. Again, it's simply a click and add. Students draw anywhere on the slide, so there should be some sort of prompt on the screen where they can free draw their response. This one will be explained more in the student teacher what it looks like video, but they will be able, they have like a little toolbar and they'll be able to draw pictures using their computer or Chromebook or iPad or whatever they're using. Another interesting slide is if we do a draggable. So let's say find a point you visited, and I'm going to insert a map. Got my map. All right, so the draggable option, thank you, map. The draggable option, again, there's some sort of prompt on the screen. The draggable option, you have a couple options in terms of what you want your draggables to look like. If you want them to look more like, pinpoints, or if there's a bunch of different options. You can do symbols, numbers, your options are not limited here. If you want to add more than one, you can add more than one. Change the colors if you like. I'm going to use these pins since it's a map. You can also scale how big you want the pins to be. For this one, I'm going to scale them down a little bit. Okay, it's going to add the question. Again, on the bottom, the little pair is going to show up, and it's going to say students drag the icons. So during the presentation mode, students will be able to take the pins and kind of drag them based on the directions that you've given them on the slide. The last one we haven't talked about is the website option. So you're going to go over to the right and you're going to click website. So on the student device, the students view and interact with the website that's going to be embedded on this slide. And on the classroom projector, it will show whatever is embedded through the slide. It will show that on the projector while you are presenting. So let's say I want whatever site it is. So let's use this assignment. We'll use my graduate school paper assignment. So we'll take them to this assignment. It will take them to whatever link you want them to go to. If there's some sort of outside website or document or practice that you want them to go to, it will take them there. Again, pair in the bottom with the icon in the back. The other cool thing about Peardeck, so we've gone through all the different types of questions that you can see within your Peardeck slides. Then also, Peardeck has some of their own slides built in. So if you don't want to go through the hassle of creating a warm-up slide or like an exit ticket, Peardeck has a bunch of different generic layouts for you. So you can go and so you want a warm-up slide. Draw or type two things you already know about today's topic. So there's a ton of already preset templates for you to integrate into the slides. As you can see, this is a drawing type of slide. If you wanted to change the type of question that is being asked through the preset, if I wanted to change this to a draggable option, I can go ahead and click the draggable. The template for the slide will remain, but the prompt now, or the action item for them to do, is different. Within Peardeck slides, you can only embed one question type per slide. You are not able to say embed a multiple choice and a text response on the same slide. You can only embed one question type per slide. So that's one example. Let's look at a like an exit ticket, like a how are you feeling slide. So again, we'll insert the template slide for you. And then at the end of the lesson, if you're looking for some sort of wrap up to collect data, how your class is feeling at the end, it says draw anywhere, circle how you're feeling. Students can circle the different, how different pictures in terms of how they're feeling. That can give you some feedback as to how to proceed with your content. Once you're done with your slides, you've got your questions embedded, you're ready, you can still share your presentation with other people, but rather than present like you normally would do, you need to use the present lesson in the Peardeck toolbar. If you click regular present, it will not have the Peardeck questions active. You need to run Google Slides through Peardeck so that Peardeck and Google Slides can work collaboratively to display the questions throughout the presentation, and so that students can log onto the slides synchronously and be able to respond. Again, if you click the regular present like you're probably used to, the questions will not work. So you need to do present lesson through the Peardeck toolbar. So that is it for the setup portion of the Peardeck. Now we're going to click the present lesson, and we're going to walk through the steps of what it looks like through teacher view and what it looks like through student view, so that you can get a feel of what Peardeck looks like in action. Thanks. I'll see you in the second video.